Welcome back, guys. So I am going to do screen sharing and do the rest of the planning, and then we go on in execution full gear. So we're now focusing on this part, like literally these two connections that would put N8N and tool calling together, or Eleven Labs tool calling together. I believe that if you are not learning things in small pieces and then putting them together, you will not learn it in the right way. So the first thing I will do is now in the next couple of minutes, I'll make a very simple AI agent in 11 Labs that talks to N8N without all the details that we have, and it talks back to N8N. Sorry, 11 Labs. So the idea is like 11 Labs, N8N, talk back to 11 Labs so that we kind of like get that one circle done, and then we connect the rest of them together, because then we can easily do things in more isolation, so to say. Let me see who is there. Knock, knock. Who's there? Anyone live? 3 watching. Did it create another session or did it not create another session? Yeah, nice. So we had 1 4-hour, next one 4-hour, and the current one. Hopefully this one is going to be for as soon as possible so we can go to our homes. It's almost 6 o'clock here. But if we hit a blocker, it's going to be a little bit more. So bear with me if it was a little bit longer. Okay, so there we go. People are joining now. 6 people. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so let's go to 11 Labs. So 11 Labs have a so-called tools feature. I'll explain every single bit of this in detail, and then you guys can follow, and I will keep documenting it as we have already started a new culture in my workshops, which would be this feature. Integrate 11 Labs with ingestion pipeline. I will do one more goal here. Integrate 11, is this? 11 Labs tool calling. Let's discuss 11 Lab tool calling first, and then we go to integrating those two. Because then we learn something in isolation, and then we apply it on an actual application. So tools is the thing that we're going to do now. As we learned earlier that an AI agent needs to have access to tools. Where did I explain that? Somewhere. Here, at least I think I remember, that it needs to have access to tools. So AI agents needs to have access to tools. Now we have a voice AI agent that talks to us, but it doesn't have any tool attached. And we build a tool. We literally build a tool that is able to ingest, where was our ingestion pipeline? Here, ingest some nodes and then pull it back based on a fuzzy search. So we build a tool. Now, how can we connect this to these tools is what we are going to do now. So imagine we have a tool sitting somewhere in the world, or sitting somewhere on our N8N. I'm going to create a very, very simplified N8N tool, which is nothing to do with all the details of ingestion, all these nodes, and nothing to do with all the details of this query. Why am I doing this? So that it's super simple and we can test it and learn about tools. And then after that, we can go and do the next steps. So I'm going to create a workflow. I'm going to call it simple example. And I'm going to add a webhook And I'm going to add this as a post. So I'm not, if you have followed this tutorial so far, you don't need to be told what to do in order to get this workflow in running. Therefore, I'm doing the documentation on this area in a shallow level, because I will also copy paste the entire thing. And what I will do is I will put a respond to webhook right away to this, and I will say like the response should be in JSON, and it should be message, how are you, Mr. I don't know, like Mr. Bond. So no matter what payload you send me, I'm going to send you back a payload that says, how are you, Mr. Bond? So I'm going to just copy this, this entire thing, and paste it here. And this is the code for making this entire thing. Okay, now if I run this, maybe I can just quickly save, refresh, right? Run this, and then I take this parameter, and then I go to my Postman just to test it with Postman. That's not our intention to do it with Postman. We're going to do it with ElevenLabs, but I'm going to just do it here once so that I can get this thing up and running. I'm going to say query test. If I have my browser running on the other side, it's in the listening mode, and I send it, you can see it says, how are you, Mr. Bond? That's it. It just says one thing, how are you, Mr. Bond? Now, what if I want to take this URL, and instead of Postman, I go to ElevenLabs. And then what if I go to ElevenLabs tools and create a tool like this? Add a webhook tool. I give it a name. I don't know, say hi to Mr. We need to give our tools a name. This is a test tool. I'm going to just say it like, say hi to Mr. Bond, for example, James Bond or something. There's a description here. I'm going to use this description to say, or train my LLM, the LLM that's running on ElevenLabs, to say something like, use this tool in order to say hi to Mr. Bond. And the type is post again, same way as before, like from the Postman. And everything else stays the same. I can send some query parameters, some paths, some header data. These are HTTP request related information. And I can send some body parameters. So I can describe this. Can you collect the following information? What I want to collect in this payload is a string. It's called name. This is the name of the person you met. And then maybe another one called notes. This is the note of the person you met, or AMO met, let's say. I'll leave everything else as it is. I'll click on the add tool, since I'm creating like this tool as say hi to Mr. Bond. It's just a test tool, maybe I can have like test tool. Just name it test tool. It's done. It's saved. The tool has an ID. We keep it as it is. You can see here there is a test tool in here. So just for the sake of documentation, I will edit this as a JSON. You can also do this yourself, edit it, and then copy paste the JSON that I'm going to paste in here. I'm going to call it 11 labs JSON, so that you can copy paste it easily and then recreate that tool on your side. So now I have this tool, test tool. I go to my JSON, agents. I go to this Samantha that I've recently created. Well, Samantha speaks, the voice of Samantha is not male and Eric is male sounding. I would like to get, yes, this is a female sound. I'm gonna go and change this to this one, click on save. Now, since I created this tools, I would like to also associate that tool to this particular agent. So I go to the agent tab. So I go to the agent tab, and then I scroll down to tools, and then on the custom tool. So it is this, add custom tool, and then this. With this way, I add a tool to my agent. And with all the descriptions, it will know what to do next. I have to also click the save button, don't forget that. Now, literally, my AI agent is capable of doing an API call to this guy. When does it do it? That's the question. Like, how should it know, or when does it know to do that tool call? It's this description. Use this tool in order to say hi to Mr. Bond. When I say hi to Mr. Bond, it will go and do a tool calling, and then it will come back with the message that I'm sending here from this response, which says, how are you, Mr. Bond? Alrighty, so the moment of truth, we're gonna refresh this. Look at this. Now our system A is changing. What is wrong with the Vibe stage? Vibe stage is not running. There we go. So my system A is now 11 labs, and my system B is an A10, and this is how it works. So system B comes here. What's wrong with that? So anyways, my system B is here, my system A is here, and we're gonna have like a little bit of a back and forth with them and see how this thing works. So I have, I believe that it won't work when I talk. The voice will not go through. We checked it last time. It will only work if I use it on a laptop, but it's okay. I'll be just talking and you will not hear back so much from the agent anyways in the first place. So let's give it a try. And remember this, that like this entire thing is happening over a thing called API. So this is like literally an API happening through a n8n webhook. So that is the whole magic that's happening right now, if everything is done correctly. So I'm gonna just make sure that this is executed. Let's just refresh this page to jump over that bug. This is in running mode. I'm gonna do the call. Can you say hi to Mr. Bond? Hey, Mr. Bond, it was really nice to meet you in the meetup we had today at AI Builders. Let's catch over a coffee and record some shorts. I mean, some reels. How is it called? Shorts or reels for Instagram? Yeah, that's John. There. All right, so what happened was right now, this tool calling, if I go back to the transcripts, so you can hear or read it because you can't hear it, is this is what we talked about. Like it said, what should it be? And then I said, my voice was clear to you, but her voice was not clear to you, so you can read it here. But what happened was this call happened, like literally this call happened, and I saw these green check marks happening here because of that. So all of this literally happened with tool calling. So this is the kind of like result of tool calling from 11 labs to N8N. Now let's go in and evaluate it. So in the webhook, I received some data. What's that data? What's that data saying? We know how to read JSON. That's nice. So this is a bug or something. I cannot move this pad anymore. It usually have like a little nudge here and I can move it. But anyways, so if I go here, you can see the header is okay. We can collapse it. But here, notes, name. Where did this come from? Like literally this thing, this entire thing. Maybe I can do it this way. Please. The resizing is not in my favor right now. This is the maximum I can resize, but it's okay. You get the point. What I want to do is do this. And go to the tools, go to the test tool, go to the parameters, and there we go. So this notes field was sent to all the way to this one. And this name field was sent all the way to this one. If you remember, I left some note and I left some names. So the LLM in here, what happened to, there we go. So the LLM on 11 labs extracted this data and sent it to the N8N API. This is a very powerful thing. Like this part that happened, these two fields coming here, happened because of those descriptions, like literally these descriptions. Let me move this thing right here. So it happened because of those descriptions in place, because there's one LLM running inside 11 labs. I think it was Gemini 2.0 Flash. And it extracted all those parameters and it sent it over to our API on the other side in our N8N. And that's really powerful. Like that level of tooling, it's amazing. Tool fields description sent via an API call to N8N. A call from 11 labs to N8N. I saw there's a question coming. Let's see. Do we talk about 11 labs part tomorrow, today? Today, right now, we're talking about 11 labs. This is 11 labs. On the left, you see 11 labs. Is it possible to talk slowly about this part? It's so fast. Okay, I can take it a little bit slower. Because it's already recorded, I believe we're not kind of like, we switch more from hands-on towards like kind of like going faster to hit the target and finish it. It's 6 o'clock. I want to finish everything today so that tomorrow we can do the vibe coding part. And it has been, to be honest, a repetitive pattern. It's a repeating pattern. In the start, we take it super slow, and if you're following, then you can catch up. But if you're not following in the start, you feel the speed in the end. So therefore, I'm not sure who asked that. I don't have any tracking features yet. But if I see how many people are online right now, maybe a couple of people, because usually there aren't so many online till the end. Only 10 people watching. From 800 people registered, 10 people watching. That's sad. 800 people registered, the FOMO dudes, and only 10 people watching right now. And I'm receiving a message that I have to go slow. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go with the vibe that I'm right now feeling and having. This is a recorded tutorial. It's mostly not for those 10 people right now watching, although I respect you and I love you, but it's for everyone else watching it later on. So it's for that purpose as well. In respecting their time, I would like to go with the same vibe that I'm right now feeling and going through. Anyways, so so we received this data here in n8n. What's next? The next step is to make sense of this, send it back to speak. So that's another challenge we have. Like, we need to send back that data, some data, to speak back. Like, I wanted Samantha to say, "How are you doing, Mr. Bond?" But Samantha didn't say, "How are you doing, Mr. Bond?" If I go to agents, conversation, and then open this conversation, and then I go to transcript, the tool calling happens somewhere here. If I zoom it in a little bit so you guys can easily see. I will pass that note to Mr. Bond. This was the moment that the tool calling happened. Tool succeeded. There was like a message coming back from the webhook. I have passed the note. This is the LLM generating a message saying, like, I have created there was a success coming back from n8n to this part, like a 200 HTTP request coming back. Therefore, it generated this message that, yeah, the tool calling was success. I passed the message. But what I wanted Samantha to say is, "How are you, Mr. Bond?" Why do I want to do this? This is the question. Like, why do I want Samantha to say this? Because in our actual plan, I want Samantha to say this. When I request, who was the person with whom I spoke about kickboxing, Samantha should say this: "You spoke about kickboxing with Alan McKick." Now, this is an important part. I need to know how to send back a payload or a part of a JSON to Samantha so that Samantha can talk about that. And that is a piece of work that I have it somewhere. It's a specific kind of a payload that 11 Labs understands. By payload, I mean this JSON that 11 Labs understands. And then based on that string, it can talk back. So I'll go and find, where did I put that? It's somewhere from the course that I generated. So I need to find it, or let's find it together. Here, 11 Labs payload, I think. Could be this one. Yeah, exactly this one. So I need this payload to put in a simple example in order for Samantha to understand. Samantha won't understand this message saying like, "Message, how are you, Mr. Bond?" If I want to say, "How are you, Mr. Bond?" I have to say it like this so that Samantha understands. It's an object that has a type say, payload, inside an object, text, and then whatever you want to say. So I'm going to say, "How are you, Mr. Bond?" If I do that, save it, run it, let's say if this time it works like this. I'm going to execute this. I'm going to go to Samantha now. Talk to Samantha. Can you say hi to Mr. Yeah, can you say hi to Mr. Bond? Yeah, I met Mr. My name is John Doe. I met Mr. Bond today in the AI Builders meetup. Can you say hi to him? So now there is some problem because Samantha did not speak back what I wanted. If we go and check the conversations, it was supposed to say, hello, Mr. Bond, or something, whatever that I sent back here. How are you, Mr. Bond? It should have said this, but it didn't say that. So we need to check and find out what's the problem. Uh, okay. Now we're busted. So what I would like to do is test this out with my Postman and see if it's sending correctly the payload. The tooling around 11 Labs is not yet as I would like it to be, so it's a little bit funny. It is saying, like, it is sending the payload that I want, so that is fine. But why is Samantha not able to say the message? The tool association is correct. The problem is that this kind of a problem, or the challenge is that this kind of a problem right now we're seeing is very hard to solve with an LLM. The reason is because this is really new content. Like, look at that. It's a new tool from 11 Labs, and there is not a lot of information on the internet. So if it fails, then it's a trial and error to find out what is failing right now. Okay. Then it's the time that we go and check the documentation.
Yeah, on the 11 Labs tools.
Yeah,
11 Labs tools, go to your tool.
my tool.
Yeah, and there is query parameter.
But we are not sending a query parameter. The query parameter is the.
No, the query parameter is coming from the NA10. Then probably you have to mention here to be collected by LLM. No?
No. The reason is because this is collecting the query parameter from the current conversation to send it to NA10. It's not the way back. The way back is inside the JSON response that's coming back. No, that's not that one. Now it's the time that we go to docs of 11 Labs and confirm this payload. So it's also very interesting to see how to read docs, and it's a very nice moment to check it out. 11 Labs and Vappy, they both provide this talking docs, and it's really interesting. I would like to show you guys how this thing works. So if I click on ask anything, and I forgot to do the screen recording since the start, damn. Or am I running out of juice? I mean, out of storage area. No, I do have storage. I just forgot to do the query parameter. I mean the query parameter. Screen recording. All right, so what we're going to do now is use the Google Docs, sorry, the Google Docs, the 11 Lab docs to find out what's the exact payload we want to send back to 11 Labs. Because I just sent the 11 Labs, maybe it's a good idea to double check this. Maybe sometimes LLMs can do an hallucination. So what we have done is we did the tool calling properly done with this sample method, and then it's supposed to say, how are you, Mr. Bond? But it's not saying, how are you, Mr. Bond? It's saying something generated by itself. Oh, there is an asynchronous, async. And I'm also gonna do this. You would need to speak back the response from the test tool as soon as you get it. Make sure that you don't generate a response by your own. So it's prompt engineering 101. I'm kind of like instructing it not to be creative and immediately generate a response. Wait for the tool calling to do the response. So let's see. I met Mr. Bond in an AI Builders meetup. My name is John Doe. Can you please say hi to him? Perfect. So this was just an hallucination. This was literally just an hallucination of the LLM. So all our tool calling, everything was done properly, but we had to like literally leave a message there in the prompt, as you saw it here. That fixed the problem. The problem was like it wouldn't say what we wanted it to say, like which was, hello, Mr. Bond. So now that we have created a very simple use case and we know how to wire things between 11 Labs and n8n, now we can take this wiring and then put it on our actual RAG database. Okay? Now, the in3 is an easy one. The part that goes back to 11 Labs is a little bit tricky. Therefore, we saw a little bit of a bump there. So let's go. Let's go and do it with the tools for storing and reading information. So the first thing will be storing information. Now, the question is, how would you get the LinkedIn profile? How would you get the name? How would you get the location? Well, name and location can be almost done. Some names can be very hardly pronounced and spelled and scripted with an LLM, but the LinkedIn profile is very hard. Some LinkedIn profiles have numbers in it. It's very, very hard to do it only with voice. That's what we are going to do tomorrow with our vibe coding session. But right now, what we're going to do is just take at least the name and the notes, save it, and then read it back. For that, we may need to change our workflow a little bit. So let's do the ingestion part first. So we're going to pick the ingestion part. We have already the ingestion part in here. We're going to take this part, which is looking for full name, LinkedIn profile, location, and so on. We will, well, we don't have to change anything here because if I send back something that do not have a LinkedIn profile, for example, this one, it has just location, notes, and so on. If I run this, let's go and check it out. I'm running this. I'm going to say, let's keep it as it is, but it doesn't have. I'm going to remove Alan from the database so that we know that Alan do not exist, and a new Alan is added. That will come without a LinkedIn profile, which is because don't have the vibe coding session yet. Now, if I go back to my ingestion pipeline, it's running, and I use the thing, this much of data, like full name, location, notes. This can be done over the voice line. This can be done from 11 Labs. We can send this kind of data. But sending the exact URL of a LinkedIn profile is complicated. You can't send it through a voice line, a voice call only. So therefore, we get this, we send it over, it goes through, it executes everything, and we come back here, and here, we refresh the page, we see everything, but the Alan LinkedIn profile is showing us undefined. That's fine. We don't need to change our tech in order to put LinkedIn profile here. It's okay. Let's double check that retrieval part. If the retrieval part would work with this, which is the query pipeline, right? So we're gonna run the query pipeline. We're gonna, where was it? Was it this one? Yeah, this is the one. And it runs, and there we go, kickboxing with Alan. Now this is done. Now our part is first to change the ingestion from Postman to 11 Labs, and then the speaking part, so the response can be done. Alrighty, so let's do it. And we know how to do that. We just did it with the test tool. Now let's do it with the actual tool. We're going to create a tool. We'll call it create voice note. Okay? And use this tool in order to create a voice note. And then it's going to be a post, and it's going to be the URL of this little guy. There we go. Sorry, it's not copied properly. Let's go copy this and paste it here. And then now the the body parameters could be like this. Please make sure that you collect the following information before you do this tool calling. So we do this tool calling. The first thing, what are we looking for? Let's check our query parameter. We're looking for these things. Let's take a screenshot of this, leave it on the side so that we can look at what is happening here. So, full name, that's fine. It is required. Make sure that you collect the full name of the person that Emil met. So in the prompt itself, in the original prompt of the AI agent, we will say that you are helpful, you're Emil's AI assistant, and you collect memory notes and so on and so forth. Therefore, this node, Emil met, will help the LLM to make sure to find out like who belongs to who, so that it doesn't hallucinate that says like Emil is this person that was met. It's not that, but it's the Alan, the person that was met by Emil. So that's the important part. And I will add one more property, this location. It might be also interesting. Where is he based in? Maybe I meet someone online and he's based in New York City and I want to capture that information. So location. This is the location of the person Emil met. Okay, last thing, the note. This is the detailed note that Emil wanted to save about this person that he met. Okay, now I have created all my tool configurations. This is absolutely fine. I will click save. It's working. I will edit this JSON, leave it here for the notes. Okay, 11 Labs tool calling is done. We're already integrating the other one, so I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go integrate the 11 Labs, this one. So tool ingestion tool JSON, 11 Labs JSON. Okay, now what do I do next? I go to the LLM and I do a little bit of a prompt engineering. I go to agents, I go to Samantha, I prompt Samantha a little bit differently than those test things. I say, you are an AI agent and a personal assistant to Emil Sire. Your job is to take notes of people Emil meet in meetups, store those notes, and when he needs to retrieve those notes, you bring them back and speak it back to Emil Sire. So I use my name a couple of times here. I'm going to go and fix that. One time here. The reason this is one small prompt engineering tip. The reason I use my name multiple times is so that there are more dots. If you remember that lecture of how this thing works, there are more dots, and then it can relate more to me. Like then it can understand who am I and where it belongs to go, where it should go. And now I'll say, in order to save notes, use the Save Notes tool. I'll click on Save button. I'm not sure what was the tool name, so I'm going to go back and create voice note. I'm going to call it Save Notes tool. All right, I think I'm pretty much ready for testing it out. Let's test it out and see if this thing works. So I'm in the ingestion. I have to go to the ingestion pipeline first and make sure that the ingestion pipeline runs. And there we go. So I just met Bob Dillon, and we spoke about the future of AI agents, and especially voice AI agents, at the AI Builders meetup. And he is based in Washington, D.C. in the US. Can you please save these notes for me? That's right. Now please save it to my notes. So it said there seems to be an error. Let me double check if the URL is correctly done in the tools. So save notes tools, this one, paste. Not sure if it was the same one. Let's give it another try. It's a little bit annoying to not have like this retry button. If I was the product manager of 11 Labs, I would put a retry button so that I could like literally re-trigger from this conversation if for by whatever reason, if the product manager of this sees, please put a retry button here. Like literally, if you're the product manager of 11 Labs, please put the retry button here. So I click it and then it executes the entire workflow on this side. But now I have to kind of like go back and talk to my agent again in order to trigger that API call. So let's do that. So I met Bob Dylan, and we talked about the future of AI agents, especially voice AI agents. Without asking me any questions, can you please do me a favor and save it in my notes? Yes, as I said, don't ask for confirmation, just execute the tool called Save Notes tool. Whatever tool that you have access to, save the notes, please. Yeah, proceed without it. So the tool calling is failing repeatedly. Uh, let's see. This is not the message that we were talking about. This is the one. Again, tool calling fails. Oh, it's still okay. Very, very, very important and a very stupid thing that happened for me. I didn't assign the tool to the agent. It's still using the test tool, and therefore Samantha was confused. She said, like, I don't have access to the tool. So you need to do this very important step. Don't forget this when you're doing it for yourself. I don't need the test tool anymore. Add the new tool that we have created called Save Notes tool. So that has to be done in here. Once you do that, save it. And now I believe Samantha will be able to save it. And make sure that you click this execute button all the time. Otherwise, it times out. So don't believe that it's going to run forever. I met Timo Doe in Dresden, and we spoke about the future of robotics, and especially in the running churns and running errands and so on. I mean, running chores at home and running errands, and how could this save our life and the time that we can spend with our loved ones? Because most of our time is spent literally on grocery shopping. How about like our robots can do that? Can you save this in my notes, please? Yes, that's correct. So the conversation went like this. You guys can't hear it because of the background cancellation of this microphone that I'm wearing, but the conversation went very well and it worked pretty much fine. We'll see in the database in just a minute, but the conversation went like this. Just for the recording, I'm going to show you the transcript. It just confirmed the name from me, and then it re-executed it, and it confirmed that, saying that, yeah, that's good, let's go. And now I saw at the same time that this API call happened, like literally this API call or so-called tool calling was successful. And this tool calling, the success of tool calling executed everything, just for the sake of the notes here. And that generated a database entry about Timo Doe. Timo Doe. Okay, this says everything is undefined. And we are going to go and find out why. Because the payload is different. Same reason which we have encountered when we changed the the chat to webhook. It's the same thing now, because now the webhook had a different payload. Now the payload that NA10 is sending us, sorry, 11 Labs is sending us, is the same, is a different one. So we will face the same issue as when we changed from chat to Postman. Okay, now we're going to go and fix the same problem the same way that we fixed it last time, by remapping everything. As the postman, what happened? What happened to the screenshot? Here. Okay, now what do we do next is very simple. We're like literally minutes away from finishing this pipeline, and then the other pipeline is much, much faster because we covered a lot of the ground in this one. So in order to fix this, we need to go the following route. We go here. We already have the payload here. So literally click on this edit and then click on maximize, and then you'll see that here. So it's not inside the metadata, you see? It's not inside the metadata. Now, all you need to do is update your mapping, take the full map, full name, put it there. LinkedIn, we can even remove it because our voice AI agent can do the LinkedIn. It's okay to just do the name. Well, we will keep it for now, and we'll just put something like a string, TBD. And this one will go as the location like this. And the notes will go as notes coming from, even not notes, even it's called note. So now everything is done. That's fine. That's fine. Save. And let me quickly do a screenshot for the tutorial. So we got all our mappings updated. Now, if this time I run it, my expectation is that it's gonna, I'm gonna just refresh the page to be on the safe side, jump over that bug, and then run to the AI agent, Samantha, talk to her. So you know what? Today I met Mark Zuckerberg, and we talked about the Ray-Ban glasses and the future of content generation with these amazing glasses. And I was on a trip to San Francisco. Can you save it in my notes, please? Yes. So just confirm the voice that you can't hear because of this microphone. Confirm, executed everything, and let's go see if it here. It could save it properly. And voila. it saved it correctly. So you can see that it saved the entire context absolutely correctly. The full name is Mark Zuckerberg. The LinkedIn is TBD, which we'll resolve tomorrow. Location is San Francisco. We talked about the ribbon glasses and the future of content generation. Now, before I go forward and connect the next workflow, I would like to do the following thing to give you the sense of why Postman is an important element of this entire workflow. I'm going to go to the ingestion pipeline, save it, make sure that everything is running fine. And I'm going to go to the query pipeline and run this. And I'm going to go to the Postman. And I already have this Postman thingy. And I'm going to ask this thing. Can you remind me the name of the person with whom I spoke about the ribbon glasses and the future of content generation? Maybe I have another question like, and where was it? I don't remember. So the expected answer is that it was in San Francisco. So here, you spoke about the ribbon glasses in the future of content generation with Mark Zuckerberg. The location mentioned for him is San Francisco. That is insane. Voice in, voice out. Let's go do the next step. I love this game. It's like, what was the game? The last game I played was like 20 years ago, IGI or something like that. Ironically, being a developer for 23 years nonstop, I don't play games. Don't blame me on that. Okay, so let's go and do the next step, which is tool calls. So tool calling or tool calls. Before I do that, I'm going to kind of like clarify one thing that we just kind of like switched from hands-on to a masterclass. I run these two formats usually in Germany, in Berlin in person, and also Portrait online. Masterclasses and hands-on experiences. Hands-on experiences, like we have like a lot of people and they have like desktops and then they can use their laptops. They do these steps by themselves. A masterclass is like everybody sits in a row and I keep doing things. And it's usually for 3 hours, or sometimes it gets 5 hours. Last time our masterclass went from 3 hours to 5 hours. In a masterclass, the concept is I'm going to do something really complex, really advanced, and show the world that this is possible. In a workshop, the outcome is, or the purpose is that I teach people how to do it. In the morning, we started a workshop format. But literally in the afternoon, I had to kind of like switch it to the masterclass format to kind of like go in one speed to finish everything so that we can record it. And then since it's recorded, and also in masterclass, I don't do these screenshots, I don't run these things. So therefore, it is kind of like a combination of the two, a masterclass and a workshop. So you will get a chance to follow it along when you have time. But I really want to finish the whole thing first. So tomorrow morning, when we come back, tomorrow morning, we have the vibe coding session for this workshop, and you will get to know how to build the front end for this and make it like Claude Code and Cursor and so on. So therefore, I'm kind of like speeding it up. I changed gears to a masterclass, and I'm going in one go, so there is no hands-on for you guys. Sorry if it's too fast. Okay, let's go and implement. So we just integrated the 11 labs with query pipeline. So I'm going to move this to the bottom, and I'm going to bring and integrate 11 labs with ingestion pipeline, which will be our last step. And then we also update the Excalidraw. I believe the Excalidraw is almost in a good shape. We don't have any more updates coming to it, unless there was one. Just remind me, but for the sake of time, I would like to make sure that I have this thing done. So we update and move this one card here. Okay. So now the updated file should be there. Okay, now we're gonna do the reading parts. Same thing, but instead of ingestion, now it's gonna be a reading part. And we need just the query. This is the easier one. So we go back to our tools. We're gonna create a new tool and we're gonna call it read notes. Use this tool in order to read notes for Emil Sire. And again, we are going to add query parameters. Don't forget to change this to post. We're in query parameters thing. We're going to copy this URL like this, paste it here. And the description of the, sorry, query parameters we don't need. We're going to read it from the body of the message. Make sure that you collect at least a query from the user before doing this tool calling. And that's query, that's required. And this is the field where the question or the query of Emil Sire should be placed before the tool calling. Okay, I think this is pretty much good. I won't forget and do the same mistake as I did before, which is actually associating this tool to that AI agent. Before doing that, I would like to copy this tool 11 labs tool JSON, so that for ease of use, you guys can copy paste it and then you can create the tool as exactly I made it without any YARDL. Now, what I want to do is go to Samantha and then add another tool to Samantha. Scroll down here, add a tool, and then read notes. We had somewhere save notes. Oh, save notes is already added, therefore it's not in the list. So read notes, get the read notes. So you have to add this and make sure that you have this. And don't forget to save. And I believe that we don't need to do this step that I'm going to do, which is this line. In order to save nodes, use save nodes tool. In order to read notes, use read notes tool. This is not probably needed. Why? Because the descriptions there is already injected by the engineers. Under the hood, 11 Labs is already injecting those descriptions of tool calling. Therefore, I think we don't need it, but I'm just being extra careful and I'm just putting that extra things in there. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go here, save, refresh, make sure that this is query pipeline, execute this, and start talking to Samantha. Can you remind me with whom I spoke about ribbon glasses? Can you remind me with whom I spoke about kickboxing? Yes, I met this girl. I forgot her name. We played this pad and ball game that we vibe coded in AI Builders. What was her name? That is mind-blowing. We just finished day one of our amazing 2 days long voice AI agent series of workshops called Samantha, which is something we're building every month. And what you just saw is just the result of a day work. Not work, just work, but something that we taught a lot of people. And if you would like to join next time, it's happening. It's happening literally next time on 30th of August. You can see it here. Already 14 people registered, but look at that. For today and tomorrow, 795 people registered. So come over here, learn a lot about AI agents, voice AI agents, vibe coding, n8n, 11 labs. Next month, we're going to do a whole different game. It's something that when you connect to LinkedIn, with people on LinkedIn, it sucks a whole lot of information from their LinkedIn, scrapes it, and then it puts it on a nicely organized information on your Google Docs, and also gives you a nice little dashboard. So we'll do some vibe coding using Claude Code and Cursor and Taskmaster, using a proprietary open source toolkit that I have been building called VibeFlow. So stay tuned. See you on 30th of August so that we can build another skill set to Samantha and continue this culture of ongoing monthly workshop series that I have started on 15th of March. See you guys there soon. So what we have done here is basically completed our entire journey. It started from, where was it? Notion. Now we have a complete journey of going from Samantha having that conversation right here, I think. Was it this one? 650, 654, I think it was this one. And having this thing, like literally, look at this. I said, with whom I spoke with here. Remind me about with whom I spoke with this. And then it said Mark Zuckerberg, which is correct. And I said with whom I spoke about kickboxing. And then it did the tool calling. And then it said Alan Mimic. And so on and so forth. And what happened was, like, literally from here, a tool calling happened. n8n processed, read something from the vector database, and then put it back and it spoke back to us. So this is the future of product development. Literally without touching a single line of code, we build a full-fledged automation, and that finishes our first day of long list of things that we have done. Look at that. It's a lot of work we have done, man. So what we are going to do tomorrow is vibe coding. Start from literally zero to nothing to everything. And you will learn how to build a web application in Next.js that's connected to this Supabase database that we have just done. Like literally all of this conversation that we just saw, like this conversation went through this workflow and it was saved inside this Supabase database, not in any way, but look at that, in an embedding, like it is a vector database. So, and then it can retrieve it back. So all of that will happen tomorrow. We'll give it an interface so I can have a UI where I can put a LinkedIn profile of someone I just met in a meetup, and there is a microphone button on it. I can turn it on and I can talk to my microphone, and then it goes and saves it in Supabase so that my phone call Samantha through 11 Labs can read it back to me and remind me whom I met. So tomorrow we're going to do that. It's 27th of July, and the next workshop is happening on 30th of August. Stay tuned. Until then, see you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in person. This was an exceptional version. It was the 4th version. Every quarter we want to do a different version. This was a version where we went all in for remote first. Therefore, I'm almost alone in the room. We had only 4 or 5 people in the room. Now we have 2. But the one on 30th of August, we're gonna do it again in person. And again, we're gonna have a lot of people in person. Not only that is happening on 30th of August, but on 6th of September, we're gonna do a hackathon. And in this hackathon, we already got 4 registrations. That's nice. You can read all the details there. And these are some of the pictures that you can see from our previous in-person experiences. There were a lot of people, a lot. And we want to bring that personal connection again. So if you are someone who wants to learn about AI agents, you don't want to, or you can't afford to miss the series of workshops that we have started 100% for free. I don't know for how long I'm going to keep it for free, but I come from Afghanistan. Somewhere I had like nothing, and now in Germany I'm a little bit settled down, and I spoke this morning about my story. I grew up as a refugee in Pakistan. This is a picture of us from our refugee times. And you can see that we didn't have money to paint our walls, or we didn't have money to buy a new chair. That's a welded chair. But we had enough money to buy 2 computers. That's a Visual Basic 6 book. That's me, by the way, 16 years old, drinking a lot of green tea. This motivates me to democratize AI education, and I am willing to do that. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's more than 10 hours, 12 hours. I'm talking nonstop. And I will keep doing that as much as I can to spread the word of AI education. And I came to this country in 2015 to do my master's in AI through a scholarship called DAAD. I dropped out of that in order to build a voice AI company. At the time, I built, for the past 9 years, I've been an entrepreneur. I built 5 companies. But the company I started in 2023 was Voice AI Agent called Voice Kit. It was a Voice AI Agent platform which connected to a lot of tools. And we were trying to build something for the car industry, kind of like connect through your Bluetooth and so on. But later on, I found n8n in this moment, which kind of orchestrated everything. And this is 2023. And then I found that, well, this is kind of like not just the cars, it's everywhere you go. You just need to have like an AirPod, and then this voice AI agent can go with you, just as depicted in this movie from 2013, Samantha. And guess what? I'm building now Samantha every month because my startup failed due to lack of funding. We are based in Berlin. We couldn't secure more funding, and we had to liquidate the company. But as a good entrepreneur, as a resilient entrepreneur, I learned the lessons. Now I'm back in the market as an educator, and I'm educating everyone, not only people in Berlin who can participate in my workshops in person, but also everyone else who has an internet access, because everything I do is live streamed through a software that I vibe coded. This software that you see that I'm moving back and forth. This is called VibeStage. This is something I vibe coded 100% in 20 hours. And I've generated a lot of vibe coding crash course material. Like literally, if you go to my website, go to my YouTube channel, and then go to the playlist. Here is one course that I generated, Vibe Coding Crash Course 101. Here's the very first course I generated. This is the other course. This is the other course. In another course that I have generated about vibe coding and n8n is yet to be announced in just about 2 or 3 days. That is here. 57 lectures already uploaded. It just needs titles and so on. Really good content, like really high quality content. I can just quickly do a preview of one of them randomly. Let's say lecture number 20. You can see it is really nicely done in 2 cameras and everything explained in great detail using 11 labs and using n8n. And we are building a voice AI agent that actually does something for you. It takes these leads. Here I have it running, the web application we're going to build, or we have built during that course, is this thing. It calls leads, and it's basically creating this Kanban view as soon as they call them, and it qualifies the leads. As soon as someone fills a form, they end up in this column. And then voice AI agent calls them and qualifies them. If they are qualified, the voice AI agent can also do a calendar booking. And then after that, the appointment is booked, and then they're automatically moved here. And the amount of data that is collected here is enormous. The number of calls that happen with the clients, the email back and forth communication that happen with the client, the evaluations that the LLM did, and you can also go and add some comments, and your colleagues can collaborate with you on this platform, on a comment, and so on and so forth. This is an insane amount of work to do, and you can also move them manually, literally just as a Kanban, and you can also add leads. And this all happened within that crash course that is going to be announced. So a lot is happening around n8n and vibe coding and 11 labs and voice AI agents. So stay tuned, follow me on LinkedIn, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you're not going to miss this much cool information. See you guys very soon, in person or online. Bye. Okie dokie. Let's call it a day. We're done. So let me see this. We'll go together. Wait a minute. Or it's too quick. Let me see if there are questions or the online folks right now available. Here. So there we go. So 10 people still watching. If there are no questions, then I'll leave. Well done. Thank you, Emal. Thank you, David. Super high quality content. Thank you, Givioni. There will be a great course shared. A bit lost. Derson, probably you lost because you joined recently, because this was like a 10, 12 hours course. If you watch it from the start, you won't be lost. But behind the workflow will catch up in next hours. Okay, amazing. Still behind the work. Okay. You guys can watch the entire series. It happened like multiple sessions. I'm going to put them all together in one playlist so that you can follow what's the reason behind about creating the different workflows, query and ingestion. The separation of concerns. It's a better idea to kind of like create 2 workflows, because if something fails one place, then you can easily debug it. Thank you. So everyone is done. Just as a recap, we have done it since morning, 9 a.m. nonstop. We only got like 30 minutes break. So right now it's 7 o'clock in the evening in Berlin. We started at 9 o'clock, so it's like 10 hours nonstop content. You can watch it. Everything is literally minute by minute connected. So you can see there was 1 4-hour session there, 1 4-hour session there, and I don't know how many hours of session is the current one. So I believe it should be something 3.5 hours or something. Oh, I can't believe it was 1 hour 20 minutes. I thought it's longer. Never mind. So we finished everything that we planned for today. Tomorrow it's going to be a bigger day, an even cooler day. It's going to be about vibe coding. And what I'm going to show tomorrow is a toolkit that I built literally myself. It's putting together 3 different voice AI. Sorry, voice AI is in my head right now. 3 different AI agents: Claude Code, Cursor, and Taskmaster. All of them together work, and they build code for you. And it goes in an autonomous way, in YOLO mode. And what happens next is it goes forever inside the Docker container. So it doesn't damage your computer if it goes AWire. So it's going to happen very soon, like literally in less than 10, 15 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours. If you're available, you can watch it later on of the recording, but it's like 10 hours of recording. I'm not sure if you would like to watch 10 hours of recording or you want to feel the vibe as we go. So see you guys tomorrow. I'm stopping the screen sharing now. Oh yeah, you're here since 9 a.m. and you're still lost. Sorry about that. Maybe tomorrow I will bring you Derson on a Google Meet, and you can talk. And then we can have you on the call, and then you can discuss your points where you were lost, and then we can tackle them, and maybe the points that you have noticed and you're lost, you felt lost, disconnected. Maybe those are the points that other people also need to learn. With that being said, it was a long day, non-stop, 10 hours. See you guys tomorrow, non-stop 10 hours. Bye.